Hey folks, I'm Bo Riles here at one of my favorite places to be in the entire world, on a golf course. First of all, thank you for your purchase of the Medicus driver. You're gonna be glad you did. Congratulations. You're on your way to a brand new, improved golf game. We're here today to give you the 6 make or break points of the golf swing, the ways that you can use your Medicus to improve your golf game. I'm here with inventor Bob Koch of Medicus and Medicus advisor Mike Bennett. Hey guys, good to see you.
How you doing?
Good, doing good. Now let's start with the first make or break point. I've heard my whole career, Bo, you pick it straight up on your takeaway, you take it straight outside. The takeaway is the first make or break point, and I'm not quite making it. What am I doing wrong, Mike?
Well, let me have Bob do a demonstration of the first break point. Generally, the player's using their hands and arms to take the club away, and they're moving too quickly. If you use the right muscles to take the club away, which would be the shoulders and hips, the club would move much slower. The club would not break at that point.
Kind of like this?
Much better. And what I'm looking for, Bob, is that your hands and arms are staying attached to your body and you're only moving your shoulders and hips to take the club away. One other important point is if the shoulders turn on an angle, so your left shoulder turns down more, Bob, instead of turning your shoulders horizontal, like so, okay? Your shoulders are going to turn on an incline, which will also prevent the club from breaking. If you turn your shoulders quickly like this, the club will also break.
So keep that triangle for what, a foot, foot and a half, all the way back, low and slow?
Low and slow. You'll notice also the wrists do not over-rotate or open the club face excessively or close the club face excessively, which would end up making the club break. Go right ahead.
Kind of seems like it's opening at the same pace as my body.
Exactly right.
Okay.
All right, very smooth. How about make or break point number 2?
Go ahead, Bob. Show us break point number 2. Okay? Now there's a couple of positions you want to look for here. The club can break for a number of reasons. Once again, if there's an over rotation of the hands, the club will break to the inside like this. If there's not enough rotation, the club will break also to the outside. So you check the amount of wrist action or rotation you have in your wrist, and then again with the shoulder tilt or the angle the shoulders are turning on has to be steep enough, otherwise the club will also flop or break.
I hear sometimes in this position, the club almost feels as light as a feather. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely. When the club is standing up at this point here, the club feels much lighter than it does when it's rotated to the inside like this or to the outside this way.
Perfect physics.
Exactly.
And again, the Medicus tells you when you're doing it right and when you're doing it wrong.
That's right.
That's the purpose of these make or break points. Okay, that's make or break point number 2. How about number 3?
All right, I'll take it up for you.
Okay.
Well, at the top of the swing, you can see the club broke. There's 2 ways the club can break at this point in the swing, Bob. The shaft plane can be too horizontal to the ground, or the club can be too far across the line, which will also break the club. The second way the Medicus can help you check is your face angle. If the club face is square, the club will not break. If the club face is excessively closed, it'll break. And again, if you fix that, Bob, if the club gets too far open this way, the club will break. So the swing plane and club face angle, it's a great way to check those 2 things
So
out.
if your wrist is cupped at the top, or if it's, like you said, closed at the top, you're guaranteed that Medicus is going to break, correct?
Absolutely.
But if it's square, let's see one square, Bob, at the top. Perfect position. Yep. Yep. Stays together. I mean, that's dead solid perfect right there from back where I'm standing.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Okay, well, that's the first 3 make or break points. Let's start now with the 4th, which is the first move on the downswing, right?
That's right.
Okay. Perfect at the top. You
That's
just
right.
casted it.
2 ways this happens, Bo. The wrists tend to unhinge from the top. Instead of staying cocked, they'll unhinge and the club will break like he did here.
Right.
The other way the club breaks is when the arms or the elbows get too far away from the body and the club also starts to break early. So losing the wrist angles and the elbow positions will cause the club to break. You do not want the arms to get that far away from your body.
So you should feel like your right elbow's coming down before your hands are coming down.
Exactly. There's no uncocking of the wrist in the transition.
Let me try that one.
Okay.
Very good.
Make or break point number 4, the first move from the top.
Exactly.
What should it feel like as someone gets back fully coiled, the first move down? What should it be, Mike?
Well, I think it should feel like the wrists stay cocked and your body starts rotating towards the target.
So you don't want to do it in fast motion.
No.
That's not where you're going to get your power.
No.
You're going to get your power down here. You're going to show us that
Exactly.
with make or break point number 5.
Okay.
To the top and down. Okay?
Okay. Same, another spot here where the club will break is break point number 5, and Bob broke the club as he went past impact. If the weight of your body is too far back, go ahead and demonstrate that, Bob. If you notice he's leaning on his right foot there, Bo.
Yep.
That will cause the club to overtake or break, which will cause some mishits. You see that all the time when people are falling back on their right foot as they try and hit the ball.
Okay, Bob, go ahead.
So I should feel like in the center to the left?
Absolutely.
Okay.
More centered.
Should he not be rushing it at this point?
No need to rush.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, stayed completely intact all the way through.
Very good.
Again, make or break point number 5. It's at the bottom of the swing. Don't rush it. So-
Right. Keep the weight forward or
Okay.
centered, and do not let the club pass or break there.
Beautiful. Most people might think you stop here. Wait a minute. You've already hit the golf ball, but we've got one more make or break point. That's number
right.
6, and it's just as important as the other 5, right?
Sure, and this is one that I really never understood very well when I was out there trying to play.
Yeah, Bob, this could be one of the most important break points for the driver, especially. The lack of loft on the club. When you come through the ball after impact, it's very important for your hands and arms to keep following the pivot of the body. Keep going through there, Bob. Okay, to where the club is parallel to the ground, and the club needs to rehinge on the follow through. If the club does not rehinge, you'll see a lot of people over rotate their hips and shoulders on their follow through. The club will break. Very difficult to maintain the face angle as you hit the golf ball.
Why is this bad, Mike?
Well, once again, you can hit the ball that way, but if you want to hit it further, higher, and farther, you need to have the rehinging of the club.
I've seen certain tour players who will remain nameless do that, where the club comes over like that, and they do suffer from a lack of power. The players
Right.
that I see do that, both the Champions Tour and the regular tour.
Yes, usually the players that do that not only lose a little bit of power, but they also curve the ball excessively. A lot of hook shots in their game.
So where should the club actually be in that position?
This is the only time the shaft should be vertical to the ground right here on your follow through rather than horizontal. The club will break. The club face will be closed.
Wow. That is great. Thank you,
Thank
Mike.
you, Bob.
Thank you, Mike. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Bob. 6 make or break points,
I get
and the
that.
Medicus driver, that's all you need to know to improve your golf game. So, along with you, we're going to hit the course. You guys, we have a little daylight left.
I'm ready.
Good luck, folks. We're going to hit it.